What's up, guys? Welcome back to Poor Man Printing. We have got a lot to talk about. Secured wallet, Omi's getting left behind in the new exchange, the Veveverse, all kinds of stuff. So let's get into this, dude. All right, before we get into that, I want to share this right here because it's been a lot of FUD going on talking about where's the new exchange. You said the new exchange is coming in May. Guys, he's already explained it. The exchange was coming, but they had a problem with GoChain. So this is, there's a bunch of reasons why we're going to Ethereum. But yeah, this right here. So, this guy says what happened to May exchange announcement. David Hughes is the nicest CEO I know of. Most CEOs wouldn't even answer this. They don't care. Says, I'm sorry to have screwed this up. We had some technical difficulties and we are resolving this. Deeply apologize. David Yu gets more excited than probably 3/4 of us on the Veve app because he's a major collector. I'm not a collector. I've told y'all this several times, but he is so excited about this project. He might prematurely announce something or, announcing something not knowing the problems that he might face in the future. I mean, for him to come out and actually said, and this is not the only text right here. There's another one too. But for him to come out and talk about this to everybody, to show everybody, I mean, you can't ask for no better than that, guys. So let's move on to beer of the day.
Ice cream. Oh my God!
And beer of the day is Bishop Cider. Crackberry. Yeah. Cranberries, blackberries, apples, crack. That's literally what it says on there. See if I can get it to focus. Yeah, but that's literally what it says. All natural, gluten-free. Okay, let's check out that website. These guys are out of Dallas, Texas. How about that? Pretty cool looking website too. Let's find that beer, guys. Where is the cider beer? There it is. Crackberry. Crackberry, one sip and you're hooked. Crackberry is a perfect pairing of cranberries and blackberries, tart and sweet. Join forces to create a colorful, well-balanced cider. Available 12 ounces and 19.2 for them heavy drinkers like me. So the alcohol is 6%. So let's just get into this, guys. Let's crack it open. Let's see what we're working with. Looks good. Let's see how good this cider beer really is. Smells like berries. Well, that's pretty good. You can taste the blackberries, the tart, and the sweetness. It almost tastes like a wine with some beer. But I do like it. Yeah, that's pretty good. A lot of fruity stuff in it. Oh yeah, I like that one. I really do. That's good. Okay, let's get into this. All right, guys. We have this guy's channel here, Mr. Poor Man Printing. Y'all give him a like and share his content. Got good stuff when he's not drunk. Okay, let's get into the first question here. Let me get my list. You know what? I'm gonna show y'all one of my questions. It's not in orders, but I want all of y'all to hear this at the beginning of the video. So yeah, I want all of y'all to hear this. It's about swapping to Ethereum. I asked the question in the stream about if they gonna leave some Omi behind when they swap over to Ethereum. So yeah, let's go straight to that. I got another question, Reese. Mm-hmm. When y'all make the swap to Immutable X, do you think you're going to leave some tokens behind?
Good question. It's a good question. It's definitely been discussed because obviously we've started with quite a high number of tokens and frankly don't need that many in the reserve and those things. So it is an option, but I can't really give any more information on it at this point.
NDA. Hey, we love it anyway, brother.
That's it. We have brought on a bit of an exchange and token expert, which is going to help us guide those things and continue to manage the utility of the token and just make sure the system is running as optimally as possible and to the benefit of everybody. So yeah, I'm personally in favor of leaving a lot of tokens behind, as many as we can.
So are we.
Yeah. So I'll definitely be pushing for it, and look, fundamentally that creates value for everybody, right? That everyone in the ecosystem, the business, all token holders. So yeah, if there's a way to do it and it makes sense for us from a business standpoint, it'll happen.
Thank you, Mr. Reese, for answering that question.
Yeah, very welcome.
So yeah, guys, I'm about 90% sure we're gonna leave some OMI behind when we swap over to Immutable X Ethereum. Yeah, that is freaking huge. It takes the mass supply that they do have in store, which makes our OMI go up. So yeah, I was really excited to hear that, guys. I mean, that is great, man. It brought like a little tear to my eye. I ain't gonna lie.
Why are you crying?
I ain't gonna lie. All right, so let's move on to showroom placement tools.
Hey, Trevor. I'd have a question going back to the showroom. So for some of us, we love the showrooms, of course, but placing items is sometimes a little bit time intensive. So can we expect there to be some standard placement or standard sizing of collectibles in the version 2 of the showroom?
We are actively working on new tools to help the placement of showroom assets. So working on transform, rotation, scale tools to be a little bit easier to use and have more consistent controls throughout the app. We're developing that in parallel with the showroom, so hopefully that stuff should be coming quite soon. With that, we're also trying to create a more consistent UI and visual language through the asset placement tools, so it's a little bit clearer what you're trying to do and what each tool is doing. That stuff is still in development now, so hopefully it'll be coming out sometime fairly soon. Again, I'm not going to put a date on it, but it's something we are actively developing. It's actually the first thing. I know we talked about having the intern come on. We have that game design intern. It's one of the things that she is working on right now.
That's good, because I don't think it has anything to do with the showroom, but when I place a NFT in AR, like sometimes I can't make it bigger or smaller or move it, even though I've scanned the whole floor with the red lines and everything's good. I don't know what it is. Like it's got a few bugs, but I'm sure they'll work everything out. Now let's move on to showroom bug.
We've seen some really cool pictures where people like phase out of their showroom, and I think like when you do game development, I think it's called like a collider, where you have like a actual physical properties on a wall. But we don't have that on the showroom, so you can literally walk through your showroom wall and end up like floating in space, which does allow you to take some really cool pictures. But is that, I guess that counts more of a bug than a feature. Is that going to get like removed in the new showroom, like having that, I guess, more realism?
I would count clipping through walls as a bug, not a feature as well. We should fix that, though. I do know people like using that exterior space to place their assets. So we're going to have to find our hope is that we'll find a solution for that, so people have larger spaces to place stuff in. It's worth noting, I know we talked about like we're doing this showroom. I'm actually calling it version 2 of the showroom, but just like everything when we're building this app, it's an iterative process. This isn't by no means the last version of this. We're going to continue to build and expand upon the idea of the showroom, hopefully create something a little bit more extensible in the future so people can have bigger, newer, more compelling spaces to put stuff in the future. But this is the first step towards that. So don't expect what we release to be the final version of this. There's going to be a lot of stuff going forward. And as always, we're listening to everybody's feedback about what they want to do with their showrooms, what they want to do with the whole app and with their NFTs. And we're like trying to incorporate that in a way that makes sense and is allows us to deliver that value as quickly in the most exciting and compelling way possible.
So yeah, the showroom bug, which I think is pretty cool, because these people make these crazy looking arts out of all their NFTs. Like I seen one this morning on Twitter, it looked like a flower, and that was pretty cool. So I don't think it's on their big agenda, but I don't know, they'll probably fix it. So yeah. So next, let's move on to snap sizing. Snap sizing is like, say, especially when they get the shelves in there. So you want all your small NFTs, like, I don't know, the Murmur coins or something on a shelf. and you can match a button, snap size, all of them, one certain length, height, width, all in one little button. So yeah, let's move on to that. Let's see what he had to say about that.
And then I just have one other question. When I'm putting similar NFTs in the showroom, sometimes like I try to make sure that they're the same size. Is there a way that there could be the ability to kind of scale the NFTs to be similar? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like drop all your NFTs and then just say like, okay, I want them to all be the exact same size of this NFT, and then they can all resize to be roughly scaled.
That's a really interesting idea. I will talk to I'll talk to the team about that.
Yeah, it's like kind of like snapping. Essentially, like on Canva, you can kind of like snap everything to one size.
Yeah, I think snapping tools like that are certainly helpful for a number of different reasons. The other thing, all the collectibles are made to a certain size originally, and I think I personally would like to see something to like kind of reset things to the original size, which might be original size of the asset, which might be helpful for some of these use cases.
So yeah, I think that'll be a big help. You know, the easier this app is controlled by somebody very new, the better Veve app will do. It's kind of like, you know, when you go to your collectibles and it says show all. I think the show all should be in a box, more like a button, like on a web page. Because at first, when I got on the app, I was like, how do you get to your collectibles? Like, I only see one or two. And I didn't know you had to actually click on the show all written. It's just written in text. And I think that should be a button. If you want to watch the whole video of this, which is like 2.5 hours long, I will put it right there. That's the picture of the video. If you want to watch the whole thing, you know, kick back, drink a few beer, drink a bunch of beer, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. But yeah, so let's move on to Batman Who Laughs bug. I'm only picking out a few of these questions that I got that I think, you know, it's kind of important, but there's a lot more stuff in there that y'all might think is important. So if you want to watch the other video, just go right ahead, brother. So here we go.
Been responding to people on the voice chat.
They were wondering if the Batman Who Laughs, is it sold out, or it says there's 2,000 collectibles still available. Do we know what the wondering if that's like a bug or if that's intentional, or like what's the state of that collectible?
No, I think it's a bug. I think they're still available. I was originally thinking that maybe they had paused sales on it so that we had some of those available for Comic-Con. But when I asked Dan yesterday, he seemed surprised by it. So I'm waiting on a response. It might just be something that Michael is doing in the back end. And they've just paused the sale for a moment while they're upgrading the engine, maybe. I don't know the technical back end there, but I'll ping Dan about it now while we're talking about it. And we'll see if we get a response.
So yeah, the Batman Who Laughs has a bug right now. Some people was like, is it sold out because you can't buy it no more, and it's still showing some in the app. But yeah, so that's a bug. So let's move on to Comic-Con questions.
Can we get a hint on maybe on what the special collectible might be for the Comic-Con event?
Hell no.
Trevor's like, hell no, you ain't getting nothing. You know how you just gonna be?
I think that, no. But I think there will be multiple. You know, I don't think I think there'll be, you know, it's Comic-Con, right? And it's San Diego Comic-Con, so it's the biggest pop culture event in the world. We're obviously going to make quite a lot of fanfare about it and build up to it as a bit of an event that we are taking part in. So I think there'll be more than one. What that is and where it comes from and all those things, we'll all just have to wait and see together.
Yeah, they're not going to say anything about Comic-Con. I mean, come on. All right, so next let's go to a little talk about the Veveverse. Here we go, guys.
On that end, as far as metaverse, is there any updates maybe on Trevor's side as well? You know, working on, you know, the Veveverse and metaverse, is there anything like that? I'm getting a little feedback from you, BTC.
Do you want to take that?
Yeah, so what I'll say is that Veveverse is going to unfold over like a bunch of different patches and releases that we put into it. I like to think of actually this gallery the version 2 of the gallery that we're putting out is almost like the first step in that direction, and the first of many steps in that direction. So hopefully some of like the kind of directions that we're thinking of going in with it will reveal themselves as we release more content related to like related to gallery, related to metaverse, and some of that stuff will become more apparent. I want to kind of say that to also kind of set the expectation that don't expect like one day if one day the Veveverse isn't going to exist and the next day you're going to turn on the app and all of a sudden it's all there. We're going to do this we're going to want to take this in like an iterative process and grow it kind of in a more organic way. And also that's a way to do it in a way where, as opposed to doing a sudden grand reveal and then receiving all the backlash on what's working and not working at once, we'll be able to take it a step at a time, understand what we need to do, be able to respond to feedback and make improvements from there. So again, this is the kind of thing I like to think of, we're building all this stuff with the community and with taking their feedback in order to make sure that we're giving them, like, delivering the most value we can, doing building the thing that they're most excited about, what you guys are most excited about. So that would be kind of how I would describe the general rollout of the Veveverse, and kind of how I would expect to see it unfold.
And see, I knew they would do that, because you can't just have like all this content come out at one time. They're going to roll out, I don't know, couches, plants, chairs, shelves, a new showroom. It might add the showroom, it might add a ceiling fan or something. They're going to do a lot, but it's going to be rolling out in sections. And yeah, that's the best way to do it, because if you have any kind of problems with whatever they just released, they can go back and fix it. So yeah. All right, so let's go on to the question that I actually asked, and I'm apologize for the people that was in the stream. I had to fix my audio, because if I'd have left the audio on in the stream and asked a question, it'd have been feedback. But I fixed it halfway through there, and now I should never have that problem again. But this is exactly what I asked, and this is for you, Omi the Clown. Omi the Clown asked this question: what is the total number of users on the app right now, and was there a deletion of accounts last month in the crackdown and the duplications?
Yeah, I think there was in one of our most recent updates, and I think this one too. It will probably cut down on more sort of duplicate accounts, bots, emulators, that kind of thing. But no, there was definitely a crackdown on that. I don't know if they were directly deleted or just suspended for now, or what the punishment is there. But I guess that's on a case-by-case basis that Lucas and the support team will deal with. I think we're up to 300,000 accounts now, 300,000 users, something like that. I know that I saw that go out. Ron English PR, maybe. So yeah, I would say ballpark 300,000 would be the move, I think.
Okay, so my next question was, is there a way to get rid of the red lines when we place NFTs outside the vault, and when will we get app recording?
Yeah, so the red lines, if they're still displaying, that is a bug. I think it is probably only affecting some devices, but might be best to, if that's affecting you or anyone else, just ping me a message or open a ticket, and we'll get the devs to look into it, because the red lines should disappear once you've placed your collectible. What was the other part of the question? Yeah, that should be in the development pipeline soon. Trevor, is that something you manage as well, or is that more of a back-end dev thing?
That's more of a back-end dev. That's more tech related.
Okay, cool. That's more a tech side. Yeah, I'll find out about that, because that is a good question. Obviously, we want to be able to offer in-app recording rather than just the screen recording your phone. And it was definitely in the pipeline early, so it's probably back on the table now. I'll ping Dan, and hopefully we'll have an update for next week.
Yeah, so that's all I got on that. So hopefully, I'm guessing in the next couple of weeks we're gonna see video recording in the app. I also asked them, what is y'all's favorite beer? I know Trevor's favorite beer is Foster.
I like how often we get this. Yeah. Man, I change my beer like every day. I don't have any particular. Like, get out of it, mate. It's not a thing. All right, let's just clear this up.
That's a knife.
Foster's is not.
Just clarifying for people, Foster's is like the Bud Light of Australia.
Yeah, it's not even though. It's like the Bud Light of the UK, because that's the only place I've ever seen it. Like it's not. No, it's not.
I can vouch for that.
So I guess Reese's favorite beer is Foster. I mean, y'all just heard it. Okay, so let's move on to I am a OMI holder. Reese, I like what he said here. That's why I'm gonna play it.
If you were to go all in, like balls to the wall, would you prefer collectibles on the Veve app or only tokens?
As to me personally, I see value in both the collectibles and the token. I am a bigger supporter of the token, purely because I'm not a collector per se, right? I don't have a collectibles background like David or anything like that.
Sounds like me, don't it?
Now, there's definitely collectibles that I attach value to and will be holding for the foreseeable future. You know, there's early Batmans and Series 1 collectibles and all that kind of stuff. But from a personal standpoint, only all the way for me.
Ooh, y'all hear that? I guess I'm Team Reese all the way, baby. On me holder. Okay, let's move on to, we're going to touch base on in-app recording again and buybacks, because it's kind of a question in a question.
Getting really close and likely this. So, you know, we could see that happen in the next few weeks as well. I also got confirmation earlier today that buybacks should be done and ready to go by the end of this month too. Might happen sooner, but it's definitely slated for this month. So some positive news for the token there as well.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Yeah, we did mention it in the community update video that it was back on, but yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Get ready for some buybacks, guys. That is very, very good news. So next, I think you'll really enjoy this part here. We're going to talk about TikTok.
Oh, it's just a quick one, really. It's just about, I'm new to TikTok, but the amount of people that have asked me about Veve because of TikTok, and are you planning to have an account there, or if it's there, I might not have seen it, because I found that a lot of crypto influencers are now using TikTok as well.
Yeah. Same. I guess it's part of the whole media rollout and marketing and all that kind of stuff. We're bringing in some very experienced social media people because, you know, my skills only extend so far, and they will start to leverage all the platforms. As we've all seen, you know, Veve content is incredibly shareable. The amount of user-generated content that comes in every day is just, it blows me away. The memes, the videos, these things that I've been seeing in the last 48 hours just have me laughing all day. And that's the case, you know, across all social platforms. So the more exposure we can get and the more audiences, the better. When it comes specifically to TikTok, I think that with each new platform that rolls out, the generations that are using it get younger, you know, and I think that people have migrated from Instagram to Snapchat to TikTok. There'll be something else in 2 years' time that changes just slightly, and we want to definitely leveraging those audiences and trying to stay ahead of the game there. So, yep, I think you'll see Veve on TikTok before long for sure.
That is big time major right there. TikTok, Snapchat, maybe Instagram. I mean, guys, we are about to blow up. I hope y'all holding on. I hope y'all ready, because it's getting ready to happen. So let's move on to Master Collector again. We're going to touch base on Master Collector. He answered some more questions here I wanted y'all to hear.
Can you give any insight about how points might be gained, or how that might look otherwise?
Yeah, sure. So points can be gained or will be gained through a whole variety of things. Obviously, yes, collecting and completing sets will earn you XP points, but so will sharing photos, so will liking and commenting. You know, it's obviously as a layer of gamification, we want to make it enjoyable, but it's also part of the app retention strategy. You know, if you can earn points for daily streaks or something like that keeps the user coming back to the app, you know, there's going to be all of those kind of options as well. So there'll be a range of ways that you can earn points towards your Master Collector ranking, and there's a range of collector rankings, right? Like, I don't know how many, but let's just say there's 10, and then once you get to 10, you're a Master Collector. But on the way up, you might be a junior collector or a senior collector or something like that. So yeah, depending on the ranking, the activities to earn points might change, all of those things too. So look, collecting, obviously the core function of the app is to build a digital collection. So you will obviously earn points from that. But we don't want that to just become something that prices everybody out either, right? If I come in and I have lots of money and can afford to just buy everything in the market or everything in the store, well, then it's pretty unfair to the little guy who can't do that. So there will always be a balance there between, you know, earning points for activity, earning points for economic spending, and whatever comes of that.
And see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. I like the idea of the junior, the senior, the master collector. This is why I buy NFTs. Veve is making people like me, who's a non-collector, buy NFTs because it's going to be special staking. I mean, it's a brilliant plan. It really is. It makes everybody interact in the app. It's going to be great. I can't wait for Master Collector. I really can't. So now we're going to touch base on the Ownish Secure Wallet, because it's been out of stock for a while now. But I like what he said because, yeah, just listen. Oh, Reese, I got a question. I don't know who that guy is, but he's asked some damn good questions, guys. The Ownish Secured Wallet. Do you know when it's going to be back in stock?
I don't. It's being manufactured at the moment. It's quite a difficult piece of hardware to manufacture. And it's been in production for a little while now. So I might ping Dan about that and just see if we've got a bit of an update. There is a new app update rolling out very soon. I think it's in QA now. And I think the intention is to get that out before we open up the store again. It just fixes a few bugs and issues people have been having with the current app. But I think that's pretty close to release now too. So I'd say they'll both happen around the same time, or maybe they're trying to time it for that. But as soon as I have more information, I'll drop it in the announcement channel.
Okay, buddy, I appreciate that. If y'all don't know what the Ownish Secure Wallet is, let me show you. This is mine. I have the Ownish Secure Wallet because I got into Omi right before it got real popular. But this is the Ownish Secured Wallet, guys. It's really thin. It's just a wallet. It's got these little, I guess this is where you charge it. It's got a little card reader that comes with it here. And you just stick it in there and charge it. And it's pretty cool. You download the app off of the App Store and you punch in your code. Everything is red right here. Yeah, but I like it, man. It's really, the layout is beautiful. I love the layout of it. And it's got OMI right there. You don't have to do nothing. You just put your OMI right in there and you're done. But I do like the idea of them coming out with the secured wallet and the in-game wallet. If I heard that correctly, that the in-game and secure wallet is going to come out at the same time. I'm pretty sure that if you're going to be staking your OMI, it's going to have to be in the in-game wallet. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. We have to wait and see what happens down the road. So yeah, let's move on to multiple accounts. To touch base on that, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, there is multiple accounts. People running programs, running several phones, buying NFTs, sending them all to one account. So I really hope they get this under control, because you don't want an app where everybody's cheating, getting all the ultra rares or the secret rares. I mean, it's just not right, man. It needs to be fair. If you're on the app at the time and you get lucky, 3,800 edition, that's the way it should be. Cheaters, I can't stand a damn cheater. But yeah, here we go.
Want to make multiple accounts. So I just kind of took that as you guys don't care. So I just wanted some clarification on the multi-accounting and emulator situation.
Yep. So I think Dan mentioned it in our last video as well. We've obviously added some new measures to cut down on bots and emulators. Emulators aren't, in my opinion anyway, aren't necessarily a problem. I know some people just can't access the app with their current phone and they run an emulator for it, but for the most part, it's enabling access that is unintended.
But it is a problem, because if you got 2 or 3 phones and you're running that emulator, or however you pronounce it, I mean, you got 4 phones now. It ain't right, and it's not fair.
So they're being cut out as well. I think they were with the last update. I think more of those kind of limiting features will roll out with the next update, which also includes all the market filtering and sorting and things we were talking about. We're just waiting on the app stores to actually approve the build before that can go live. So yeah, I guess in reference to your initial question, if you have multiple phones and multiple accounts, there's not a lot we can do on our end to stop that happening, right? And some people just want to build ongoing collections. But if it's a bot or something that's really cheating the system or things like that, yeah, we've definitely stamped down on those and built in more ways to cut them out from the start. From a back end moderation perspective, if we're seeing the same, as we're seeing 5 accounts just constantly buying collectibles and then sending them to the one account to hold them or something like that, then it's more obvious that what's going on there, and yeah, there can definitely be some punishments there as well.
Right. So yeah, my question more was not whether or not you can prove it or how hard it would be to prove or whatever, but if you could, is it punishable? And is it only botting or multi-accounting as well?
So botting, definitely. Multi-accounting, I actually don't have the answer. If it was malicious, if it was giving people,
so like you said, what people are doing, they're buying collectibles on one account, the ultra rares and the rare to bypass the account limit, and I'm sure in most cases they are sending them to one account, maybe selling them directly off the account they bought them, and then sending the gems, whatever. But yeah, I guess the question is that punishable?
and
that's 100% correct, because they are doing that. I've seen it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, my assumption is that it's against rules, right? We want to make this whole thing as fair and equitable as we can for as many users as we can. As to how those punishments are dealt out or how they're identified, yeah, but I'd have to ask Dan on that one. So maybe I can get an update for next week.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So there you go, guys. Another recap of the Discord. I really like the Discord chat with Reese and Trevor, and I appreciate everything they're doing. It's really good questions in there. Like I said, if you want to go watch it, if you want to go to watch the whole thing, it's that video right there. Like I said, kick back, drink a beer, and listen to it. It's like 2.5 hours long, but it's a lot of good questions in there. I did not cover all the questions because it'd be like 3-hour freaking video. So I'm just trying to bring you what I think is important that I think everybody should hear. But I also appreciate everybody in the live stream, guys. You helped me out big time. We almost monetized. Had to help out with all this equipment I got everywhere, and the beer. I mean, good God, I've spent like $100 on beer for like a month. I beer every day, but I do enjoy it. And I didn't know everybody would actually like it as much as they do, but I appreciate everybody, Remember to subscribe, like, turn on notifications. If you like this kind of content that I'm bringing, I try to make it funny, but then I try to make it informative at the same time, But hey, poor man printing.